Welcome to The Pillars, the podcast of the 363rd ISR Wing of the United States Air Force. I'm Chaplain Jim Bridgham.
And I'm Dr. Jerry Walker.
On each episode, we find a brief resilience topic so you can practically fix any potential roadblocks you encounter and finish a better wingman, airman, and leader. So let's dive in. So what's our podcast today about?
So today we are blessed to have joining us Tech Sergeant Johanna Ackerberg, who is our newest mental health technician at the 363rd ISR Wing.
Yes, hello.
Sergeant Ackerberg, welcome.
Thanks.
Welcome. We're happy to have you with us, both here for the podcast today and to serve our airmen at the wing. So we figured today would be a great opportunity for us to get to know you and for the Wing's airmen to get to know you. Just learn more about who you are, what you're all about, and what kind of things you can do for them as a part of our Airman Resilience team.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Okay.
So tell us about your career. When did you join the Air Force?
Oh, so I originally joined in 2005. I did a year after finishing high school, before I joined, and was able to come in as a mental health technician. So I did pick my job, which wasn't number one on my list, but I was very thankful when I realized what the job was going to be and how easy it came to me, because I had obviously from a young age been helping as a helper along the way, and I really enjoy that, kind of being that go-to person. So
and where was your first assignment?
Oh, so my first assignment was at wonderful Hickam Air Force Base.
Ooh.
Yes, and
Hardship.
So I spent a lot of years there. So 8 of my 12 years was spent at Hickam, not consecutive. I did a short stint at Offutt, so I paid my dues. And but I loved it. Every assignment I've had, even this one here at Langley, I've enjoyed.
Great. And what did you specialize in your time?
So I spent most of my first couple years kind of just figuring out what a mental health technician was and exploring kind of all the avenues. There's a couple different areas in which we can work. We can work in family advocacy. We can work in mental health, the actual clinic. And then we have an amazing opportunity to be certified substance abuse counselors. So the second I had that opportunity, I went ahead and got certified. And so I've been certified for about 8 years now.
Awesome.
As a drug and alcohol counselor for the Air Force.
Yeah, so as a part of that certification, you can actually work with people who are having substance use issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I have my own somewhat mini license, I would like to say, the certification, and so I have more freedoms than a normal mental health technician can. I can carry my own caseload, I can do my own individual appointments, sign my own notes, actually create treatment plans, and just review them with like our program manager and stuff. But I love it because there's more freedom on that side to really kind of dive in and help people.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great stepping stone for bringing you into the 363rd ISR Wing, because now you have even more freedom to engage with our airmen. And what kind of things do you want to do, or do you envision yourself doing for the wing?
Oh, yes. So I was super excited when I got told that I was selected for the position because all the fun parts about mental health I get to really explore here, doing kind of individual counseling / communication with like stress management, relaxation, mindfulness, yoga. We can do coping skills. We can do all these different workshops and classes, and I don't necessarily have to worry about the clinic setting, like them showing up for their appointment, having to work through leadership to get time off, being embedded in the unit. It really allows you to kind of go to them, so they don't have to impact their duty section as much, and I love it. So I've been trying to do a lot of walkabouts, make sure my face is known.
That's awesome.
Great.
Can you talk about the retreat you just ran?
Oh, yeah. Yep. So Sergeant Jenkins and I, through her expertise, helped me kind of guide through how we were going to spend this amazing gift money that was dropped through the chaplain. And so she had a great idea, the Go Ape. And so we
What is Go Ape?
Go Ape is a zip lining company up in Williamsburg. And we were able to procure some spots. We did a group of 14, and we walked about and we sent emails out, and we had to kind of strong arm some people to go. I think they were a little hesitant just because of maybe being taken out of the work section and having that fun time. But we did, and then not only were we able to go ziplining, but we also were able to provide lunch. And that's where we did a lot of our kind of workshop, which we had titled Wingmanship, Who's in Your Guild? And so we talked a lot about taking care of your wingman and, being taken care of, and how do you communicate, and, just the different aspects that we deal with day to day. How do you get along with someone you don't like, which started a huge conversation, which was hopefully beneficial for them, because that's one of probably the hardest things that we deal with is how do we work with someone we don't like.
No kidding. And so I think that was a very beneficial retreat for the 14 or so airmen who got to go. Do you have more ideas for similar types of things that we might want to do in the future?
Oh yeah, as long as the money keeps coming,
working on
we
it.
We can definitely do a lot of retreats, and I'm trying to think of a better name than a single airman retreat, because I feel like we had a lot of confusion when we were talking single airmen, and we're not just hitting airmen in the dorm, because we do our marital retreats, and so we also want to hit all the other, and so I feel kind of sad like we have these two categories, but really in the end we just needed the seats filled, so we were literally soliciting to anybody, married, not married, attached, unattached, whatever we wanted to call it. We really just wanted to get people involved, and so we have tons of ideas for upcoming events, but they're secret squirrel, so they so they have to just wait. People have to wait to kind of hear what's coming out.
So keep an eye out for the SG Weekly that's published, and on our future podcast we'll try to give you as much notice as possible. Unfortunately, this money dropped rather rapidly, so we had very short notice to get out the advertisement.
But we do have plans in the future to try to bring some of our programs to the folks who aren't at Langley. So if you hear us talking about some of these things that we're doing and you think you might be interested in that, please let us know. And what we can do is next time we come as a team to make a site visit, we can bring some of these programs or maybe some of the retreats with us.
Yes, definitely. And with the added funds that we had just dropped on us, we were able to secure tons of books and materials that we are just willing to hand out to anybody that will take it. So hopefully we can start building on our videography. What was that program?
The Positive Psychology short film series?
Yes, the short film series. Do some different groups on just basic communication and workshops like that. So we can do some lunch and learn ideas. So I'm excited to kind of get that running.
Well, and why we want to do this introduction today is to introduce you as a resource for folks. So they can come to you and learn not just in a classroom setting, not just in a course, but they can learn on their own. So we want to give you and resource you to be able to do that and to become who you can self-actualize, who you can become, your goal, your ideal self. And we can help you do that very easily.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah. And so you're now joining the team. You're another point of contact for our folks.
Yes.
So they don't necessarily have to contact myself, Dr. Walker, or Chaplain Bridgham, but they can reach out to you as well.
Yes, they can. I would love to be utilized.
Okay, great. Well, we have some kind of off-the-wall questions we like to ask all of our guests.
Okay.
So if you'll oblige us. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything written on it, what would you have it say?
Oh, it would probably have to say something where it get people to think, just kind of like, does that really say that? Maybe it could say, like, something like, where's your peace of mind? Or like, something to make people just kind of question, like, are they still doing what they're supposed to be doing? Because we get stuck in our day-to-day, and sometimes we forget to, like, pull our heads up, take a breath, get some fresh air, and then rejuvenate, and then dive back in it. So maybe it would be something like, funny, I don't know, like, who's your serenity? Or, you know what I mean? Where's your serenity? Something like that, like, just to kind of people be like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, something to get them to cogitate, to think about it in a way that makes it stick with them. And so they're not just asking themselves that question, but actively trying to seek the answer.
Yes,
I
exactly.
like that. I'm going to throw this to you, Chaplain Bridgham, just to catch you off guard. So it's, not unfair we just do that to our guests. What would your billboard say?
Be amazing. And why I would say that is I think we constantly limit ourselves and we lower our own standards when we can do so much more with our lives. And if we start our day and realize, I can be amazing today, I can do some amazing things, and sometimes amazing might look like donating food or donating money to the Red Cross to help folks who are recovering from these hurricanes. giving service to another airman, just going and giving a hug or encouraging someone. But being amazing is something that we can all do. And so many people I talk to, they say, I could never do that, or I'm not good enough, or that's just not me. And when you tell them and give them a vision of themselves, of who you see them as, at their max potential, they seem to rise to that. So be amazing.
I like that. And a lot of times I think it's either fear or anxiety of the unknown holding people back, or a sense of complacency where they are, not living up to that potential. But what I like about that statement is if we focus on being amazing just this moment or just today, then that has a snowball effect. Then maybe tomorrow we can try to be amazing or even more amazing. And it just keeps going and going and going.
And to be fair, amazing might be going to the gym and adding another 5 pounds. It doesn't mean you go and conquer the world.
Right.
So, question for you. What book has most influenced you?
Oh. So I actually wrote about this in my SG Weekly. It's a biography, mostly nonfiction, but for the most part fictional, because it's written from the perspective of Michelangelo Buonarroti, the famous painter, sculptor, Renaissance man. It's called The Agony and the Ecstasy. And if anybody hasn't read it, I would absolutely recommend it. It's a great story of a very creative, avid mind who struggled against all kinds of societal issues, political figures, poverty, and all kinds of things, and somehow persevered and created amazing things that have endured to the present day. I mean, we count him up there with Leonardo da Vinci and these other masters of the Renaissance era, and to have his work endure like that, I think it's a testament to how even if we're struggling, we can still create amazing, wonderful things.
Is there anything you'd like us to ask you before we close up?
Nothing in particular too crazy. You could ask me about the therapy dog we're trying to bring to our unit.
Tell us about the therapy dog.
Yes. So for the last couple years, through some personal trauma on my own, I've been training my dog. She's a Great Pyrenees, best breed if you're interested. But training her to be somewhat my service dog. Not really an emotional support dog. I wanted her to be more than just there and present for me. And what I learned is that she actually likes to be very present for everybody. And so she's super social and she's super white and fluffy. And so for the last several years, even at my last assignment, I've been trying to figure out how can I incorporate her into our therapy sessions, like our group sessions, especially with ADAP. Because I felt like when people get in a group setting, there's all kinds of nerves and emotions going on and nobody wants to share, but if they had something to focus on, like a pet, they could pet it and everything, they tend to talk more.
And big fluffy dogs just make everybody relax.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. She does, too. And so when I found out about this opportunity, I had heard that there's been a lot of Army programs that have pets embedded, and so I've been collecting that research. And then now that I'm here, I've been throwing it out that there's some other intel squadrons that have had therapy dogs.
Yeah, there might be another intel wing at Langley that just happens to have a therapy dog.
Yes.
So
she is registered as a therapy dog, but I want to make sure that we go through the right loops, and so we're looking at accreditation here in Virginia for her, which sounds funny for a dog, but I want to make sure it's done right and that we're not just bringing a pet into the facility. Like, I want her to be what she's designed to be, to boost morale, help depression, and induce communication and different stuff like that. So stay tuned. She should be around hopefully soon. So Colonel Rice, give us your blessings, sir. And then she'll probably have her little vest that'll say in training until we can get her officially certified. And hopefully she can get her good canine through the AKC certification, which is like the big and the best that you can get.
Awesome.
And then she'll be here for our Langley campus.
And so look out for the therapy dog coming around with your Airman Resilience team. What's her name?
Lady.
All right, look out for Lady.
Well, I guess we'll take a pause.
Oh, man.
I don't want to be barking up the wrong tree.
Stop.
We should probably end because I'm told that I'm being pretty rough.
Here we go.
We're off. Okay, I'll stop. So thank you for listening to The Pillars, the podcast of the 363rd ISR Wing of the United States Air Force. I'm Chaplain Jim Bridgham.
And I'm Dr. Jerry Walker.
And I am Technical Sergeant Johanna Ackerberg.
Until next time, if you need us, reach out to us in the global address list. We look forward to your emails. We also love your comments on iTunes. So please leave an opinion and mark what you think of us. And until next time, have a great day.